We doing it.
Oh, we are live. That's why I'm getting them eyebrows situated.
Let me get my hair turned over here.
There you go.
All
Gotta
right.
get the flip.
Oh yeah, sorry.
There you go. There you go. Gets out of the face.
Hey everyone.
Hello, everybody. Hello, internet friends. How is everybody doing today?
Hopefully they're doing good because I haven't pulled up the the YouTube channel to see everybody's comments.
Well, people are getting in, I think, because we started late.
Yeah, sorry guys, that's my bad. I was taking care of a couple things here.
He was taking care of business.
Taking care of some business. Got some Blackstone Fortress business today, and some other tidbits and rumors.
Ooh, Blackstone Fortress. Tell me about that.
I will. I'm going to apologize if I have to close my eyes or do this a couple times tonight, guys. I am dealing with a very bad migraine. I've been fighting all day. It's kind of settling, but it's now that I've got this light shining down on me so you can see my beautiful features. It's probably going to act up again, so bear with me.
You know what, man? I have actually never had a migraine. And I've heard that getting a migraine is the worst thing ever.
Kidney stones, worst thing ever.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Okay.
So
migraine. Yeah, I'll tell you, man, migraine it's rough because it's right. I get sinus pressure on this side, migraines over here on the left side, and I just want to curl up in bed and pull the covers over my head, black out all light. I mean, it just pop tons of pills, but it really doesn't help. I get them about once a year, so I guess I'm thankful for that.
Oh.
So it's usually about this time of year, actually. I think about it.
Are you stressed about Christmas?
Yes, another lonely Christmas. Well, I mean, mind you, I've got my my FNP family, so all 3,000 peoples,
Right.
and I got my family up north and in Ohio and everything, but Ohio, where the Ohio State is at.
Is Ohio State a thing?
Yes, and it's not Ohio State; it's the Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
What's that?
Is it round up top, high in the middle, and round on the bottom? Ohio.
Yes. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on over here. Mediocre is getting himself a Biotitan for Christmas.
What?
Man, are you getting the Hierophant or are you getting the big Harridan? Or maybe one of the, oh man, I can't think. Whatever the big clawy thing and the other one with the shooty, kind of like the in-between, like their night version. I forget what they're called. Oh well, we'll wait for him to respond on that one. If you are getting the a Hierophant, you are getting a Hierophant. Watch a couple videos online and about how to build it and put it together. You're going to want to pin it, probably make a custom base. I'm going to actually recommend making a custom base for it. And you're going to want to, I had a friend just passed away, unfortunately, but he has a Hierophant, beautiful model. But he built a custom base for it, and he used a whole bunch of Imperial buildings around the base, and he actually has pinned the miniature, the feet or the claws or whatever, into those things to help kind of stabilize it. It's a pain in the butt, but I would definitely watch some videos on a big model like that.
Yeah, when I built my Reaver Titan, I cannot tell you how upset I was that after spending all this money on the model, and there's the big base, right? And the top part where the back like there's like a part that sticks out in the top, and
Mm-hmm.
it couples to the back to the big base area.
Yeah, I've
Right?
had a Reaver.
And I've tried to put that, that back bit. It didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't.
Oh,
I
dang.
had to grind. I think a quarter of an inch of resin, and I didn't have the right tools, so I'm just scraping at it and just like getting in there with all my tools. And dude, I was so upset. And
Yeah.
even after I finally got it together, I had like a quarter of an inch gap
Oh,
from the side. I had to fill it with green stuff. Thank
make,
God I was making a Chaos Reaver Titan. It was nerf,
yeah.
so it's okay. But
I,
dude, I was so upset. I was really upset.
I can tell you that the Warhound is just as bad. I did the Reaver as well, and I helped my friend, the one that has that or had the Hierophant. He did a Warlord Titan that I'm going to be putting up for auction here soon, for them. He it was actually probably the better kit that GW or Forge World put out. Now, mind you, he didn't get it from the UK. He might have got it from another place overseas. Where
Russia,
there's, I think that's where there's Kung Fu Fighters.
okay.
Uh, might have the origin of Kung Fu Fighters. There's Kung Fu Fighters everywhere. Anyways, yeah, and it looked like that Warlord kit is probably one of the better Titans that they've ever done. It goes together really well, not a lot of gaps and everything. But yeah, the Reaver and the Warhound were a nightmare.
Man, I hate to laugh, but I've actually heard that a lot of the China cast is a lot better than Forge World because they
Oh,
fixed the problems or something. And I don't know. I just heard it's better.
yeah, well, I've heard some people have said that the similar thing where they've gotten the miniatures in from the China casters, and they had said that some of the pieces are thicker than the Forge World ones.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be they might have actually looked at the model and going, okay, well, this side is not matching up cleanly enough. Let's leave a little bit more of a bigger gap here. Let's go ahead and add some more resin in here to bulk it out so it fits better. Or it just could be the resin that they're using, or maybe Forge World's shipping habits. I really don't know, man. It's
Yeah, I mean, I've heard bad things too. Like I had a friend, he said that he cut into it and like some smoke came out and or like some little powdery stuff, and it said it like smelled really bad, and he stopped, and I was like, oh, okay,
damn.
his
Hmm,
filled with like liquid cancer or something, I guess.
probably. Well, even when you're doing using the Forge World's actual resin stuff, you should always mask up, put something over your eyes, and make sure you're cleaning up, because you don't want to be breathing in that stuff. Not necessarily because the resin itself is like a carcinogenic, but whatever mold release material that they put in there is. And so you really don't want that on your hands. You don't want to be breathing that in. But now I will say I've put together now 1, 2, 3, 4 Thunderhawks. So I've put together the horrible metal one that GW put out decades ago. That's a nightmare. And I put together 2 of the older Forge World one. Lots of gaps, pain in the butt to put together. But I put together their new revised one recently. Man, they fixed whatever the problem is. So at least I feel like they're fixing a lot of those problems going forward with the new kits. And I think that's why some of their older kits are getting pulled. They might be fixing the problems and then making new ones. I'm hoping. Because they put out some really good product.
You know, I just finished sharing this on Facebook, our live chat, and the picture that because it takes a screenshot of whatever it captures when you share it,
Oh, no.
and it's me doing this. So it's frozen like that, and it looks like I'm trying to do like that.
Yeah. Oh, no. And we're talking about Kung Fu Fighters. Oh, Gosh, we're gonna get labeled.
Oh,
All right. Well, I'm kind of
I gotta
digressing.
pass. My wife is Chinese, so should be okay. Nothing.
He loves you. You're awesome.
No, honey, I was doing my eyebrow thing, and it looks like I was trying to stretch out my eyes. Okay.
Well, I'm really nervous though about because I just recently ordered from Forge World. I didn't do a recast. I ordered now I can't think of the name of it, but the Adeptus Custodes big flyer. So I'm a little nervous now that we're talking about all this. Like, oh my God, I hope it's all well put together. We'll see.
So, how many of the Storm Hawk Ravens Storm airplanes do you have now?
I don't own two of them. Actually, I don't own any of them. I've got one painted one here. I'm just waiting for this guy. I've actually had it for a year. I'm just waiting for him to get back in contact with me, give me the doors that go on it that he wants so I can get it off my shelf. I got another one here for a friend of mine. I didn't need the Thunderhawk anymore, and so he bought it. And I'm just actually doing some extra green stuff work to it, so I can just hand it to him and get it out of my house. But actually, I don't own any Thunderhawks anymore.
Oh,
I've divested myself of all of them.
All right. Cool. So I think everyone's here since it says we got to play Black Fortress as our title. I think they're coming to listen for a little bit of intel about that Black Fortress.
Well, we're giving them some advice on Forge World.
Oh, well, I know.
Yeah, but yes, you're right.
That's what we do. We're full of modeling advice.
I don't think I don't know. I don't know if this autofocus is, or if I turn autofocus on. Probably not. But
cover your face.
Move my face.
Cover your face with your hand, quick. There it goes.
Oh,
yeah. Your camera's poop, but you can still see it better.
All right. Well, there's the Rogue Trader. There's the Navigator.
Dude, that Navigator, by the way, I thought it was going to look dumb. He looks badass.
Yes. I've got together the Kroot, whatever he is, Scout. And now, mind you, I've only put together 4 of these characters. I didn't put them all together yet because I was just doing demos at the store. That's the Eldar Ranger.
Yeah.
And I put together all the bad guys because I was trying to. It turns out I didn't need to put them all together for running the demo scenario. But oh well, at least they're built and out of the way. A little bit of advice for everybody that gets this freaking amazing product. Okay, so all the models are push fit.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be easy to put together. I found it to be a pain in the butt because sometimes when those push fits, yeah, they push and they fit, but there's always a little bit of gap on the side.
Or a lot.
And now I don't know if they've made the little pegs too long, which it makes sense to me. So at first I started cutting them down a little bit. I still run into problems, so I just started cutting them off completely.
Yep.
And then just mashed the miniature up like I would any other model, and it worked out a lot better than using those pegs. The first couple of miniatures with the peg just did not look right. I'm gonna have to go back and green stuff a couple models, but only a couple before I learn error of my ways.
Yeah, this is something with the push fits I've noticed. So like I built the whole Spooky Ghost, the Night Haunt army, and those were easy builds. And I didn't really have a lot of practice. I had some with the Primaris back with Primaris and the Dark Imperium. They had started easy fits, but those actually seemed okay. I started running some issues where actually I had glued it, and then there was a space. I was like, oh no.
Oh no!
I had to like rip it open to the clip all the stuff, and then I had to like gut it out just so it fit back. But I couldn't figure it out, And then so when I started doing the Age of Sigma army, I realized I was like, man, I just need to cut these pegs off. And when I
Yeah.
started doing that, they fit better because none of them. You would think they'd be measured correctly, but maybe there's variations of the plastic and stuff. So we had the same problem with the Black Fortress, Blackstone Fortress models. So we actually had some gaps too that we actually have to go back and green stuff.
Good. It wasn't just me.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
But it doesn't come out till this weekend. So
no,
you guys,
23rd.
huh?
It's a two-week release.
Okay, well,
23rd.
when you guys get it, take from our lessons and be sure to clip the little pegs because I still glue them anyways. I don't feel comfortable with having it if I'm painting it and something like loosens, it's gonna tear your paint.
Yeah.
And so like I still glue it anyway, but just cut off the pegs, save yourself some time.
I see some people are asking, where's the Man of Iron? The Man of Iron is right here. I have not taken him off yet. He's still on the sprue. He comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, 6 pieces. Nope, 5 pieces. And it looks like it'll be very easy to go together. So it's just the body, 2 body pieces, a backpack, and the 2 arms. But actually, it looks really good. Even on his shoulder pad, as you guys will see when you get the box. The left shoulder pad actually has his initial or his identification, the UR025. So I mean they put a lot of detail into these models. I'm really surprised.
They are beautiful.
Yeah, these are absolutely some of the best miniatures that Games Workshop has put out in a while. I mean, I really love a lot of the stuff from the Rogue Trader kill team.
Yeah.
But this one is just like it's almost like they learned their lessons from that, and it's like, okay, let's go ahead and just spin the dial up, to 10, and make these even better. These are really, really good.
Yeah. At Atomic, we have them all built, and we started painting them. And Ski was actually running him in the game when we were playing the game.
Okay.
You're running them. He was talking about how the gun. He's not even worried about the gun. He's that power fist is pretty on point. So
yeah.
But the models are phenomenal, and the Trader Guard. Dude, you can buy those and just get a card, sell the other stuff.
Let me put up a couple here. I don't know if it's focusing well.
Let me click you.
Okay.
It's starting to focus a little bit. Still, oh, there it goes. Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, dude, they're so nice.
Yeah, let me put up the Chaos Lord with the Thunder Hammer. So a lot of people were worried that this was going to be, they're just going to give him a power maul. He's not going to have a Thunder Hammer. No. The rule, the 40K rules, he has a Thunder Hammer.
Yeah. Now we finally Chaos. Apparently, this is the only Chaos guy that decided, hey, I'm going to pick up a hammer.
Yeah. Well, here he is. This is the Chaos Lord. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. It was his Thunder Hammer and his plasma pistol.
Dude, that's cool.
So not too shabby. I'm going to show one more. That I'm really digging. So when you guys take a look at the Rogue Psychers, it comes in several parts. There are 2. The entire frame for the Rogue Psyker, it's all the same body. There's just 2 different head options. There's a head and like a right arm. So just be aware of that, because I started clipping off all the Rogue Psyker parts, and now I've got these 2 heads with an arm kind of clipping out that has no body to go with. So you'll see when you buy your miniatures. Is that coming in?
Yeah, it's coming in.
All right, yeah, that's one of the Rogue Psyker variants. I know you guys can see this on the community page and whatnot, and whenever you get your copy from Eden Games and Hobbies or Atomic Hobbies.
Or wherever your local friendly gaming store is.
Right. Those of you in Houston, you know where to go. But just like we said, make sure just clip off those little pegs. You're going to save yourself some trouble, especially when you start trying to push them together and trying to match up those seams. good chance you're going to put so much tension on those miniatures, those halves, you're going to slip, you're going to break something. There's a couple fragile, very thin parts on these miniatures. You don't want to mess them up.
So Andrew asked, the new Chaos Space Marines bigger? I think they're the same size as the Plague Marines, right? The new Plague Marines.
Yeah, looking at them, they are bigger and beefier than before.
Oh yeah, than a normal Chaos Marine.
Let me put one up here. I don't have any Space Marines or Death Guard to put up next to it, but I would say that these miniatures, that they are definitely beefier than before. They come with 2 different head options, and the detail on them, it makes me hopeful that in the very near future, I'm thinking maybe early next year or late next year, probably not in the middle, we'll see new ones. Excuse me. The Beastmen are okay. I'm not a big fan of them just yet, but it's really the takeaway for the bad guys is the Rogue Psychers, which you're going to probably want to be gobbling them up for a future Codex release that we've hinted at a couple times here. And those Traitor Guardsmen, there's 12 Traitor Guardsmen.
So NMR had asked, do you plan on running a weekly campaign like a D&D Adventure League since you can save your character with the bags? So we're starting to talk about it for FNP to be able to actually play our characters and run the campaign. Because what's really cool about it, so this is like Silver Tower on crack. I got to watch it be played. I didn't actually get to play it, but it is so in depth and absolutely amazing. There's even a secret card, and I asked why we're off the show if John had actually opened it, but there's a card that comes in your box, and it says do not open until you've defeated all 4 of the fortresses or all 4 of the stages, and once you've completed it, which takes a lot, once you completed it, you can open it. Now, you can open it if you want, but I would advise for a lot of fun and, to actually complete the game and then see what's actually, in it. You know what I mean? Don't look it up online. I feel like I'm one of those people who like surprises anyway. I don't want to just, I never shook my gift at Christmas like, oh, what's this? So it's definitely, I mean, it's GW, I think would make it worth it, especially even if it's the kind of Silver Tower thing, it's going to be good.
Yeah. If anybody has played Kingdom Death, or a game that came out earlier this year that everybody's had been waiting for about a year, Gloomhaven. This game is a little bit closer to those 2 games than it is like Silver Tower, because it's a legacy style game, and the replayability on it is through the roof. First off, and it's definitely a difficult thing. Before we get talking about the gameplay, so Andrew asked about putting it compared to a Primaris Marine. I happen to have a Primaris Marine. Let's see if I could do this without.
All right, let me click you so I can see it.
I don't know. Is it
wow.
focusing?
Wow, that's a Primaris Marine.
Yeah.
That thing is a beefy McBeefcake.
Yeah. These things are. I got the bases side by side here, and Primaris is maybe like just a hair's breadth bigger. He's not that much taller than the Chaos Space Marine, barely. But he's definitely. We did compare it to the old style Space Marine, I guess the older veteran or older Marines, and these guys are bigger and beefier than the Marines. So somewhere in between a regular Marine and a Primaris Marine size.
So I got a friend at GW, and he actually just messaged me, and he actually said that they got to open 3 of the cards at during the training for it, and they are all different.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Per box, you're not going to get the same, and that even makes me more excited because when one person opens it, they're not going to be like, oh well, this is what it is. Everyone's going to have, well, I have this and I have this. It's going to be all different. That's so cool.
Yeah, I suspect that. Well, we already know. I don't know if everybody knows this yet, but in the very near future, so I think it's like March next year. I think that's when the next or the first expansion for Blackstone is going to be coming out. No idea about what's in the contents, but I imagine it's going to have another secret hidden vault envelope or 2 or 3. Who knows? But we know that going forward, this is going to get several expansions, not just one, or this is not just a one and done game. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, I hope this has more hype than Silver Tower did, because this is, I'm super excited for this. The rules look amazing. The models are absolutely gorgeous. I feel like you just buy 3 boxes to make your renegade army, and then you can even add any of the other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
There's 40K rules for it.
Yes. Let me get the 40K rules. Tyler. Well, Tyler, I'm looking at this. They are. If this is the pattern that they're going to be going with in the future for Chaos Space Marines, they're already upscaling. They might not be Primaris size, but they are definitely getting a better treatment, just like the Death Guard models did.
Well, Death Guard model is about up par with the Primaris, isn't it?
Yeah,
Comparison. I have over like 50 Death Guard models. I should know.
Yeah, I mean, well, when I look at these two, the Chaos or the Primaris Marine is about literally like half of his head size taller. If that makes sense. I don't know how to word that correctly, but
Could just be opposed too, though. If I saw them next to each other, I feel like the Chaos Marine would win in a fight because he's just beefier.
yeah. Let's see here. Are we talking about 40K rules? Or we?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're saying there's just no points. Can't do points.
Okay.
Yeah.
No points. Can I say rules?
Yeah, you paraphrase. I think it's
Okay. I'll tell you a couple of the ones that really caught my interest. I don't do a lot of competitive play, but if I do competitive play, couple that have caught my interest is, of course, the Rogue Trader. He has a whole bunch of little snazzy gadgets and stuff. One of the big things, he can ride around in any Imperial vehicle. Does not matter what faction or anything it is. He can just get in it and tool around.
Wait, say that again? Imperial?
Imperium transport, but in any Imperial transport he can get in.
And who is that?
That's Janice Drake, the Rogue Trader.
Oh, the Rogue Trader. I
Yeah.
was thinking of the Rogue Psyker.
No. The Rogue Trader. No, just the Rogue Trader.
Okay.
Jimmy, I didn't put together the smart robot of death. If I would have known everybody wanted to see that one, I would have jumped. I would have did that first. But Janice has a whole bunch of gadgets and stuff with them: heirloom pistol, archaeotech grenade, archaeotech weapons that can do all sorts of crazy damage.
Toughness 3?
What's that?
Is he T3?
Yeah, T3, 4 wounds. He's basically your basic human.
Well, 4 wounds, that puts you at like a commissar.
Yeah. 4 up invul save. A lot of the characters have 4 up invul saves, with the exception of the smart robot of death, as Jimmy says. The other one that I liked was the Navigator Espern Locarno. I'm butchering these names, but I'm not going to go into all of his abilities. He's got a couple knickknacks that are cool. His biggest thing is that he counts as a psyker, and the only power he knows is smite. Now, the big thing about him with his third eye, and if you guys don't know about or not rogue traders, but navigators, they have a third eye that if they ever uncovered, they could pretty much destroy a person or destroy ships if you ever do the role-playing game. But he can basically snipe any unit, even characters within 10 inch or 12 inches. So he's basically like a sniper with smite, which I thought was really cool.
Huh.
So don't try to hide, if your opponent is trying to hide a character behind a mob of, say, 20 orcs, he can just snipe them.
Okay, well, a little bit of what's the profile of it? Since we're not doing points, you can still do a little bit of that.
Okay, profiles, same thing. Weak human, 3 wounds. Does have a 4+ invulnerable save.
Yeah, but what about that sniper? What's that damage on that?
It's smite.
It's just a smite, but you just smite a character.
Yeah, you can smite a character if you wanted to. You can smite any unit within 12 inches. There's no restrictions.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we can't say the points, but he is cheap.
Oh.
Point-wise, he is cheap to take.
But he's unique, right? So you're going to take one.
Right, yeah, you're only going to get one of him. But this could be a sign of things to come with the Imperial or Agents of the Imperium book and that's not the official title, but that's probably what it's going to be called coming out next year. I bet you we're going to see navigators. I mean, they're not. I mean, it's basically just a psyker, an Imperial, not an astropath. What's the?
Yeah, but how are they going to fluff that? Why would a navigator be out in the battlefield?
I have no idea, but it's awesome that they are.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool we actually get to see one because it's only been pictures or words in a book. I've read about them and I heard. See, this one looks normal. The ones I've heard about are a lot of them are deformed. A lot of them are from the psychic. There's so much psychic backlash because they're so in tune with the warp.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're able to guide the ships. From the beacon that the emperor is shooting off from his little golden chair.
Well, now there's several different from some of the books and the RPG that we've seen. There's navigators, basically a whole different types of navigators within a navigator house. There's ones that are constantly out there in the ships, pilot or navigating the ships, and those are the ones that are exposed more often. They're the ones that rapidly mutate. Then there's the ones that are more like diplomats and such for their households and stuff. So I'm guessing that's probably what this one is like. The mutation is small, it's slight. He's not
hiding it underneath that mask.
Yeah, probably. Well, they have to hide the third eye.
Yeah,
because it literally will just blast people's souls right out of their bodies. And I wasn't kidding. In the RPG, and I don't know if Clint is still on, but you can get your navigator in the Rogue Trader RPG from Fantasy Flight Games. Well, it's now gone now, but you could actually create this warp storm in space and destroy ships.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Rest of the characters are like meh. The smart robot of death. Jimmy, you kill me. He's cool. He's got an assault cannon and a power claw. Toughness 5, 4 wounds.
Clint's here.
Yeah. Yes, Clint. I'm not going to repeat that, but you are correct. They are.
I even had to approve it, but that's okay. I'll let him say it. NMR actually said because when I had asked like why is a navigator going to be on the battlefield, and he said because the houses they belong to dispatch them to areas to get the items or something like that. So that definitely be good for a narrative, and that's what Leon said. He said, well, it'd be awesome for a narrative because you can do space battles and killing the navigator could be some kind of good VP and stuff. I think it can definitely add for a lot of cool story and narrative to add the navigator to being some cool character. And let's say you're trying to get a narrative of getting that artifact and getting out of there, and they need to kill the navigator, so you can't command your ship. That ship ain't going nowhere without that nav.
Yeah, back to the robot. He's cool. That's it. He looks cool. He's got some cool abilities. I mean, he's just basically a toughness 5 guy walking around with an assault cannon and Space Marine armor. And he's cheap point wise. The twins. What's that?
But T5 is important.
Yeah, and 4 wounds. I mean, he's nothing. He's not going to go down quick, but
he's got a power fist, right?
Power claw.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yep.
The Rattling twins, they got a lot of rules, and basically the rules are as long as they're deployed together and one can see, the other one can shoot without or ignore cover. I'm not going to go into all their abilities. They're basically Rattling snipers that field as a pair. The crew tracker, I'm not even going to attempt to say that name. The cool thing about him that I'm seeing right now is concealed booby traps. Without going through all the rules, basically, once per battle, you can, whenever your opponent's done doing his movement phase, you can activate your booby traps, and you're going to roll a dice. And if the unit, it could be a character or it could be a unit, it's either going to take D3 mortal wounds or D6 mortal wounds, depending on what you roll in the dice. And the only other good one is Amelin Shadow Guide, the Eldar Ranger. She's got a 4+ invulnerable save. I don't know too many Rangers that have a 4+ invulnerable save. So, and then everything else looks like normal. She can just, they look like normal rules. What's that?
Any kind of rules that say anything of Imperium? I'm just curious.
No. So, good point. So the Kroot and the Eldar, they actually have, like the Kroot has Tal Empire and Kroot faction keywords.
Okay.
Which that's cool. Kroot faction keyword. And then the Ranger has Eldari, sorry, whatever, Warhost, and Biltan.
Oh, it's a Biltan. Okay.
Yeah. And all the other ones all at least have Imperium faction. UR025, the Smart Robot of Death, has also Robotica Imperialis as a faction keyword.
Wait, is that the only keyword?
No, it also has Imperium.
Okay, I was like,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
The Ministorum priest, he's just a priest with a power maul. Oh no, he also has like a servo skull that has a stubber, so it can shoot. He gets 3 pistol shots with it.
He has a flamer too, doesn't he?
What's that?
He has a flamer too, right?
No, it's actually that little thing is a pistol or a servo stubber. You're thinking of the missionary zealot, which is a woman, by the way.
Oh.
Her thing, that's a flamer. Unless it's a chaos unit, you get to roll. If it's a chaos unit, you get to roll 2d6 to determine the best results.
Wow.
Let's see. But she has one cool rule. Each time the model loses a wound on a 5+, that wound is not lost.
Wait.
And
so that re-roll roll, does that mean she's hot for chaos?
What's wrong with you?
Well, I mean, she gets a determinant on 2d6. That means she'd be hot.
Okay. A couple of 40k ones. The Chaos Lord, he's a Chaos Lord with a Thunderhammer. That and a 4+ invul save.
What's his keywords?
Chaos, Heretic Astartes, Black Legion, and Servants of the Abyss.
So
yeah,
you would have to have some sort of Black Legion.
Yeah, if you want to run him.
Yep.
Yep. The Rogue Psychers, Chaos, and Servants of the Abyss. These suckers have 4 wounds.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They only know Smite. but they pair. You can reroll any dice roll of a 1 when taking a psychic test for this model. However, all doubles count as Perils of the Warp.
Okay. So,
And, yeah.
assuming they're cheap, are we possibly looking at another Smite Bomb?
It could. You could see it. They are really cheap. Now, this little data sheet right here only lets you take 2. It says no more than 2 of these can be included in your army.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that caveat.
Yeah, you'll see that with a lot of the units in here.
They probably thought about that. They're probably like,
yeah,
no, no Smite Bombs for you.
Another one that kind of bears mention is the Negavolt Cultists. They're okay stat wise. Their big thing is they have a 5-up invul. When they charge a unit, you roll d6 for each model. Any 6s that you roll for that unit, they take a mortal wound. And these guys can also shrug off on a 5-up, can shrug off a lost wound. Chaos Beastmen, as you guys can imagine, are going to be really amazing in close combat. Well, not really amazing, but they're amazing-ish. Lots of bonus attacks and whatnot. So it's really get them into close combat as fast as possible.
Keyword?
Keyword, Chaos, Servants of the Abyss.
You can run just Chaos, right?
Yeah, I think so. I have not been keeping up. I imagine you can.
I think you can. They don't get any benefits. They don't get any benefits from any formations of anything.
Right.
Because everything branches out to, Black Legion, whatever chapter, you pick. It's a chapter.
Now, some of these things also have a special rule called Servants of the Abyss. So this is something that's they get some special deployment bonuses if Obsidious Malix, that's your Chaos Lord, is there, which is kind of interesting. I'll get to the Trader Guards in a second, but the Trader Guard. They got flamers, they got las guns, and they got no special rules. They're just guardsmen with a flamer. The Spindle Drones, these are interesting. Keywords, Blackstone Construct, and Unaligned. So you probably won't see these.
Yeah, you can't play a normal game probably.
Yeah, unless you take them as their own separate, I don't even know what these would count as.
You know what you could do is
they count as troops.
This would be like a narrative, and there'd be a neutral thing that attacks. So you can be in the city, and then each person gets to place maybe 2 units on the board secretly, and they reveal it whenever you get close to it, and then you can reveal it, and they basically climb out just to defend or they attack whatever comes near you. So that's kind of cool.
The Spindle Drones they really don't have an ability. It's when they start losing wounds. They improve their strength, armor pen, and damage characteristic of a model, of a model's drone pulse, which is their shooting attack, by 1 for each unit, for each model in the unit that has either lost wounds or been destroyed. So if 2 models in a unit of Spindle Drones has been destroyed and another has lost a wound, the remaining 2 would have a strength 6 weapon, -3 AP, and damage 4.
Cool.
Yeah. So you need to destroy him in one fell swoop because that's going to hurt.
Dude,
but as I look at this outside, I mean, if you play this stuff in 40K, the chaos stuff, if you're going to field this, it's probably going to be as just a little fluffy thing, just because there's not a lot here to go on. The Rogue Psychers, I could see definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about competitive to fun. I'm thinking like a lot of the stuff's going to be pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of people who play Black Legion, Because you can still run Black Legion and have like Marcus Slanesh, so you can still make things competitive. So, and that way you can run Abaddon, who boosts your Slanesh marked models. I mean, that's what I brought to LVO last year, and I tamed almost every opponent. So it did really well. Leon said he was very surprised about the cultists. He said, if I had anything like that in my like that rubbish in my Space Marine army. Hey Leon, the secret is you're on the wrong side. You're on chaos. We have cookies.
Yes, we do. Besides a couple of these Imperial characters, like you said, a couple of these might show up in a competitive list. I doubt it. But for your fun list or just, hey, let's play a game, your normal casual game, it's gonna show up. You're gonna want to play them because they're cool.
Leon's off the menu.
That's all right. But here's a reason to get the box. If the 40K rules or the game itself doesn't tickle your fancy, the miniatures themselves are worth it. They're worth every dime that you put into it, especially if you're splitting the box with somebody.
They're gorgeous. I don't know, man. I don't know how you can split. I don't think you can split that box. If you were to split it, I mean, it would just be like, there's no way. You fighting over who gets what or whatever. I don't think you can split this one.
Well, I'll tell you this: the chaos side would really come out on top.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's 44 miniatures in there. The Imperial side or the good guy side would probably walk out with about 10 models, I think, and then 30 some odd models for the other guy.
Oh, by the way, everyone, we're not being endorsed by GW to promote this. We just think it's really cool.
Yeah, we're not
models.
We are not endorsed. If we were, I would have like a logo, like sponsored by.
Yeah, that'll be the day but we have to get to 10,000 subs before GW glances our way and bestows their favor upon us.
No, I do talk to my rep about us now. I didn't realize that for some reason I just assumed that they had watched, and now every time I talk, I go, on our show we're talking about Blackstone Fortress. Yeah, but just like Jonathan
stuff.
Just like Jonathan said, though, this game, I'm actually kind of excited about it. I usually don't like board games, but the replayability on this game, it's through the roof, and it's, if you want to play just by yourself, you can. It's geared for 1 to 5 players, and if there's 1 to 4 players, each of you are going to take a navigator, and there's actually every opponent that you fight, they've got a see if I can find it here. They've got a behavior chart that determines what those character or the enemy is going to do. So you don't have to sit there and go, well, I'm going to get you because you didn't buy me Subway today. It's really, man, I don't know where these cards are, but nope, those are all good guys. Anyways, they got these behavior charts that pretty much just tell you whatever the bad guys are going to do. Oh, here we go. Don't know if we're going to be able to show, or it's going to zoom in. Oh, I don't know. Can I show this?
Yeah, probably. It's fine.
Okay. Well, yeah, they can see it.
I know the big thing is just, let me click you. I know the big thing is points. That's really it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so yeah, so roll a D20?
Yeah. There are basically a full set of RPG style dice in there. You have D8s, D6s, D12s, and the D20. And so, yeah, you're going to roll depending on what comes up for their behavior. And then at the bottom, it tells you what all the different behaviors are. And then, like, this is an example of Obsidious Malik's card. I don't know if it's zooming in there or focusing.
Your camera's super blurry.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Basically, it just tells you everything: how many wounds these guys can take, how far they can move, all their special abilities, and what dice you use to roll to see if you're successful or not. So, yeah, but gameplay is, man, it's really good. Because you could very well go through. Basically, you go on these expeditions. You leave this place called Precipice, and that's where you've kind of put together this crew. And you go over to the Blackstone Fortress, and you basically take part in an expedition, and you might not even get an encounter before you want to leave. You can leave basically at any time, unless, of course, you're locked into combat. But yeah, you could just say, hey, you know what? Bob is dead. It's just me by myself. I'm going to end the expedition. Let's take my loot, get back. Basically, what you're doing with these expeditions is going into the Blackstone Fortress, looking around for clues, archaeotech, special gear for your guys, getting out, going back to the precipice, buying and upgrading yourself, maybe even become inspired, which is like your guy basically goes Super Saiyan, and now you're upgraded with all these extra abilities. The idea is to get a whole bunch of clues, 4 to be specific, to attack a stronghold. And there's basically 4 strongholds before you can get to the hidden vault.
Mm-hmm.
And as you destroy each stronghold, that basically allows you to progress further. Now, you are on a time clock. There's this legacy deck of cards that you're going to be drawing on from the expeditions or the stronghold. And if you run out of legacy cards before you get to the hidden vault, game over. Start again.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, imagine being so close. I
Oh, yeah.
in that card.
Let me wipe my. I'm gonna wipe the screen off of the camera real quick. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Trying to rub it out. I don't know. Do I look better?
I didn't. No.
I
think you kick at 720.
Oh, let me see here.
It might just be your camera. I don't know if you're 1080.
I don't know, man. I don't even know how to look that up.
So Tyler asked, do you think they're going to do more box games on the same Blackstone Fortress, or is it more of a one-off?
Well, Blackstone Fortress, we know now. Well, I don't know if it's public knowledge, but we know now that it is not a one-off. It is most certainly getting expansions. We're not going to see them until probably 3rd or 4th quarter next year. So between, I'd say between March and end of May, but or February, end of May, before the end of May. We should see at least one. I suspect maybe 2 or 3 a year. It's something that they could easily rattle off and get out in stores. They don't always have. I don't think they're going to be big boxes. I think it'll be like about half that size, maybe a couple new miniatures and other stuff.
I am so excited for this. Man.
I like the fact that, that I can play this by myself here at the house. I don't have to call my friends over to help me out. I can actually sit here, play a game, and, when I'm really, really bored and I don't want to log on to video games or when the power goes out, whatever, or internet, not power, but yeah, it's, I am excited.
Yeah. Because you get to also be the character. It's an RPG. You get to have your character buy stuff. You get to get back to town, essentially.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what I've earned. I can upgrade myself. I'm going to buy, okay, well, I really needed this item or I really need this to get through. And then you continue on and you try to survive because, it's just like an RPG. And being able to play with yourself is, no pun intended, really cool because, that like you said, like if your friends can't show up for game night one night and you're like, well, you know what? I'm going to get some extra crap today, so, and then you get kind of up on the game when they're still sitting at the hub, one day and you decide to go venturing by yourself because that's, sometimes what you would do anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm going to show you guys one more interesting piece about this game. Every one of the good guys, not the Chaos, like some of you believe.
Well, Chaos is good. They want the Imperium to be free and to destroy the Corpse God, and not for the Imperium to be under rule. And they would rather have the Imperium have freedom. So Chaos is good.
Are you trying to intensify my migraine? No, it's just kidding. We all know that Chaos is good. Okay, so every one of the explorers have a ship that they are basically arriving on. And whenever you choose your character for your expedition, you're going to have this ship card. Come on, camera, zoom in, autofocus. Okay, so they have two sides. There's the support side. This is what you start off with. The support side, everybody in the expedition get to use that special, whatever their special ability is. Now on the back side, it's the same ship, but it has what they call special facilities that lets that character from that ship, they can do something special. So as an extra feature on top of your character's already amazing abilities and their ability to go Super Saiyan 3.
And you also have a spaceship.
What's that?
And now you own a spaceship.
And now you own a spaceship. Plus, you can get gear for your guys, if I'm looking at this correctly, to add on to your guys. So now you can get better equipment to help you along. So it's really, really good game. Man, I hope GW like decides to cut us a check for promoting this game.
Oh, that's wishful thinking.
It is, but yeah, I'm just excited that they put one of their board game out finally that I think is actually in the right direction.
Well, don't get me wrong, Silver Tower was a ton of fun, and I played that game repeatedly. You know what I mean? Like too many times. And now this one is, instead of being my hero who goes through the same mission or the same area and be like, all right, it's the same kind of. This one is like I'll be an RPG character that has a lot more depth and character, because when you had your dude, that was it. Everything on your little card, that was everything for Silver Tower. Now this one, you get upgrades, you get better things. It's so cool. Yeah, they put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, they really did, and I'm finally happy that they've done that.
Oh yeah.
So good job, Games Workshop. We're proud of you.
Huzzah.
I mean, we're always proud of you, but we're really proud of you. We might need to talk about the Tau Codex and the Space Wolf Codex. There's maybe a miscommunication issue. If you're paying attention, Games Workshop, we love you, but we need to talk about your rules team because you might have missed the mark with Space Wolves and Tau. I don't care about the Tau, but you messed with the Space Wolves. I mean, Space Vikings, how do you...
I frankly don't care about either. However, I do have to agree with you that they definitely got the shaft when it came to that power curve that's real. They just missed that curve. They went left instead of right.
Yeah, there's like, oh, Space Wolves. No, you had your heyday in 6th and 7th. You had fun. Now, mind you, Dark Eldar had good times in 6th, I think, or is that 5th? Yeah, it's pretty much yeah.
Well, Dark Eldar. Okay, let me say this: they're good. However, you actually need to know how to play them. You can slam 30 blasters in there. I think you're gonna be good, but you don't know how to play them. And I had to learn how to play my Dark Eldar because when I was like, oh, I'm gonna treat you like a Space Marine, I got wrecked.
Oh yeah.
So
they're definitely a finesse army. You cannot just take a meta list from the offline or online and go, oh, I could do this, like a certain somebody I know that has a new army every month, which is fine, by the way, if you want to keep buying armies and stuff and chasing the meta. But if you don't know how to play your army, it ain't going to do what you want it to do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, unless you take, a whole bunch of bike custom captains.
Custom bikes.
Well, I mean, if you take a bunch of custom captains and on bike and Terminator custos, you pretty much, and a guard brigade. All right, that's kind of like an auto, or that's a button masher army, but
I'm winning. I'm winning.
yeah. Yeah, Tyler, you might be lagging out. I don't see any lag on our end. I don't know about anybody else.
I'm winning.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, I know that there are some really good custode players out there.
No, see, that's the thing. You can still win and be bad with the army, but you become even more lethal when you actually learn how to play that army.
Yeah.
And it's already good. That
yeah.
becomes unstoppable. And I have a few friends who actually do that, and they come to the tournaments and they win because they know how to play that army.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see how many people pick up orcs, don't know how to play it, and then end up getting rid of the orc army because they think it sucks. And it's only the people that are like hardcore paying attention to how you play the army, or the dedicated orc players like our very own Clint, that know how to play it, live it, breathe it, probably smells like it sometimes.
Wow.
Come on, the guy.
He's going to put more profanity in my chat.
I'm going to get a text message later. Yeah, he's the only green skin that I know that doesn't have green skin.
Yeah.
He's an orc. He loves orcs. He breathes it. It's in his blood. And it's funny that seeing all these people that starting up orc lists now, and they're a couple of the team chats are just orc this, orc that. Oh yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna dust off the orc army I just bought, and I'm gonna be an orc player now because I've always loved orcs since 8th edition. If you all haven't noticed, meta chasers, I'm not a big fan of them. No, Clint, you are fine, buddy. It's the okay, maybe a little attacked, but
he's an orc. He's got a t-shirt save. It's okay.
He is an orc. I mean, that guy wogs. We could be getting sushi, and he sits there and will just wog at the table or start talking like Crom Iron Skull, and it's like it's always there. It's always waiting to bubble out, burst out.
Okay, I can see that being really fun.
Yeah. Well, I think Clint's orcs are going to be a part of a project I hope to be able to launch here on FNP in the near future. He's going to be our guinea pig. But I don't want to say what it is just yet. I don't want anybody to steal our idea.
That was the thing we talked about last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Now, it won't, I know we're kind of being all secretive about it, but we don't want to reveal it because we don't want anybody to take our idea. And it won't be part of the live chat. It'll be like
it'll be up on YouTube like a show.
Yeah, like our painting videos and our battle reports that we're slowly getting back into, which I hope to be able to do the December one with my custodes.
I'm going to play actually this Saturday. I'm going to play orcs.
Ooh, nice.
And we're gonna film it.
Yay!
I haven't got to play it for a Saturday in a long time.
Nice. Man, I haven't played a game since Alamo GT.
Oh no. Mine was Wargames Con when I played on Knights of the Round Table.
Oh, okay.
That's the last time I played.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I need to start getting a couple games in, at least 3, 4. I need to get at least 4 games in before LVO.
Oh yeah. I'm working on my LVO army now.
Yeah,
Did you see pictures? I don't know if you saw pictures.
I think so. Did you put them up in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those. I have now gone through 2 boxes of Adeptus Custodes trying to do conversions. Those custodes no longer exist.
Really? You just
Oh man, I have like butchered them badly. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think what I might try doing is a friend of mine suggested taking a picture of them, putting them up on. He's got some sort of software where you can kind of cut and rotate pieces and stuff, so I can kind of see where I need to cut on the models to get the positioning just right, or
oh
how much of the model I need to cut. Because I'm trying to put all the custodes into action poses, and as you know, that they're very static. So I've butchered 10 of them so far. So, yay! It's costly, even with my generous discount from work. It's costly.
oh yeah. Yeah, they ain't cheap.
No. I'm very glad that I work for Evan Games because if I didn't, I would be I would be up a creek.
Well, and I can add some cool dead custodes on a base.
No,
You got
they're butchered.
yeah, you can still get bits of them.
Oh yeah, I mean there's lots of pieces that I'm still going to be able to use going forward.
Yeah.
Basically the main bodies, the legs and the torsos that are just ruined.
Oh.
So, but I got lots of arms, the helmets, shoulder pads, the weapons. So the other part of my project, those are going to come in handy. So, but we're good. As I cry.
All right, guys. We've been trying to keep the show to an hour. Sometimes we go over. A lot of people start saying an hour and a half, and they're like, "No, thanks." So we'll keep it an hour. And yeah, we got to cover. We stuck on. We did the stuff off topic first, and then we went
Yeah.
on topic pretty much the whole time.
Maybe that's what we should switch in doing.
Yeah, just doing off topic and then going on topic.
Yeah. I got one tidbit that I like to pass on. I don't if we got a second to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's public knowledge yet or if anybody's seen it. Anybody's playing Adeptus Titanicus coming up next year. I have no idea when, but there are upgrade sprues coming for the Warlord Titan and the Reaver Titan, and they're separate upgrade sprues. They are not, hey, I have to buy the model to make this happen. It's actually sold separately.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's really cool, especially for people who are wanting to customize them and get that out there. So Titanicus is not dead. It's just there's a lot of 40K stuff that's coming up, and I think, don't quote, I'll rumor that sometime after the first, around the first weekend of December, so the week after Black Friday, I think that's either when it goes on pre-order or it's on sale. It will be probably the chapter approved.
Huh. Now, the upgrade sprue thing, I saw a meme earlier and I didn't get it. And now I get that meme. Someone it was a upgrade sprue meme for Titanicus. I didn't get it, but I get it now. All right, guys. As always, thank you to our Patreon supporters. We are working on our way to getting a lapel mic, which will super improve our battle reports and help with sound immensely. It'd almost be like professional because be recording us on mics and not just from the handheld speaker on the device. So our Patreon supporters are totally helping us. We're actually pretty close to getting that, and that'll be our next purchase to upgrade our battle reports. And our battle reports will be coming out definitely very soon. We'll be filming this Saturday, as well as hopefully continuing filming. And we got some other stuff too. Ben has been working on Magic the Gathering stuff, So I'll be adding that to the channel as well. So, all right, guys. As always, thank you so much. Thanks for everyone participating. John, you have anything?
No, I am good to go.
All right,
You guys have
guys.
a good week.
So thank you guys, and we'll see you next Tuesday, and have a good night.